Hi, welcome. This is Lucy and GevaAnn going live. Just asking what's going on now. What are the energies? What's moving? What are we working with? And I'm going to be looking at the divine archetypes coming online in the collective human blueprint now. There is a big movement, especially around our sacred mother, father, child inner archetypes that I've been noticing. And it's sort of now. I'm going over to GevaAnn to just ask, what is it? What are we working with? What's going on? So we haven't announced this, and we are just going live without, planning. So we're just going to go with what comes through as it does. I don't know about you, but I have to say I was a bit reluctant to go live today because of what is coming online in the collective blueprint at the moment. I mean, when it's core archetypes, mother, father, child stuff that's going through the reset in consciousness and rebirthing in unity. And core inner archetypes are vibrating with that beautiful resonance of unconditional love. Some of the stuff that gets shaken out of the field takes us right back to root things that we're afraid to be with. I've certainly been afraid to be with, don't want to face, because it's core stuff. It's stuff that we might have followed us through our lifetimes or might present us with the toughest challenges. So in a nutshell, what I'm getting is the vibration of unconditional love is coming online in the divine inner archetype of our inner father, and it's calling home the wounded mother and the wounded child. It's calling home the wayward child, if you like, and the struggling mother. And what I'm noticing is that there's an emergence and a support for loving boundaries, of bringing in boundaries. And there's another element to this. It's not just boundaries. It's, I don't want to say discipline. I hate that word. I think I must hate it more than anyone, or at least as much as anyone. It's not that. It's something that provides order. Safe container. Loving boundaries and a safe container. And it's to hold those other inner parts of us, the one that nourishes and nurtures us, the one that is the creation, that is the creation energy. It's to hold them in stability, to give everything cohesion, and to help us stay grounded, protected, and stable while we're going through a real creative expansion. There's been this huge emphasis the last month and a half on stabilizing physical space in our homes or our workspaces or our studios, to give physical domain to the very specific separate activities that are part of what we're doing. Yes, it's great if those activities are aligned with our excitement and our passion, but whatever it is that we do in our day that's an activity needs its physical space. And there's been this huge support for collectively spending time close with the home and being a bit grounded, actually, and spending time being rooted and earthy in that way. What happens when we're rooted, when our roots go down deep, is that creativity is stable and anchored so expansion can happen. And the whole reason for this emphasis on being rooted and earthy in all the different ways that we have been called to it recently is because the energies are going to support creative expansion. Like, you can already probably feel it. It's like an accelerator, almost a little bit juddery. And this is where that inner father archetype of the loving boundaries and the safe container come in, so that, Carla says she's been without a car for a few months now. I know Nina has as well, Carla. She would really sympathize with you. It's like we're being grounded. I had to tell my kitten today he's grounded. He's a cat. When do you say that to a cat? But, there's emphasis on we're being grounded so that we focus on the physical environment that's going to hold us and nurture us. Yeah, you feel that too. I hear you. It's So I can feel that slight judder. While I'm talking, I can feel not only the vibration of unconditional love, which is shaking, definitely shaking me a bit. And when I tune in, yeah. When I tune in, I get, yeah, that vibe, it's going to shake up some stuff. But if I keep coming back to the vibration of unconditional love, just making that intention that this is my anchor, I don't have to know how to be unconditional love. All of me knows that I already am. So if I take a moment when I'm feeling wobbled and I just say, okay, all right, I don't know what's going on. This is obviously stuff moving. I am going to pause. Like you say, Kyla, be still. I'm going to rest in the truth of the love that I am here and now. And let it move. Let the tremors move. Let the vibrations move. And let that vibration, just calling in that vibration of unconditional love. Not, I have to be this, or I have to feel it, or I have to make it. I'm going to call in the help now. There's a massive emphasis on calling in for that help. When we're going to expand, it's a bit like if you're steering a vehicle that's suddenly accelerating, you can't stop and have a conversation with everyone. You've got to just be with that acceleration. And it feels like we're a little bit like that as well. I'm getting that whenever I tune into the field, this is what I keep picking up. It's like, okay, we all good, right? Okay, off we go. And the more centered we are, the better. And those moments, we can't be everything. So those are the moments where I really like to just say, help, okay? Can you help me remember? Can you help me come home to stillness? Can I be helped to come home to stillness? Can I be helped to rest in that vibration of unconditional love? Where is my anchor? And calling it up in my energy field. So just imagining that I physically feel anchored, stable, supported. A nice way of doing that is to sit still for a minute and go, what would it physically feel like to be supported in this moment? Yeah. Or what would it physically feel like to be anchored and stable and supported in this moment? And just see if that, you can try that now if you want. You might not get the answer you expect. You might get the opposite. But let's just try that out for a moment. Stay with the breath. Keep asking that question as though you're not really expecting an answer. So ask the question, then notice how we feel in the whole body. Not really naming that. How would it feel to be stable, anchored, physically supported now? And we've just called up a quality in our energy field. We might not be experiencing it, so stay true to what we're experiencing. Know that that quality has been called up, and we can just breathe that quality in. So we're breathing into the heart and center, and it's circulating right the way through our system, our body, our fields. This quality that's for us in the moment, that really comes from that anchored, stable, supported, physically. Just give ourselves a space for a few moments to be with whatever we're with right now. You feel things rising up in the field, so if you've got that going on, just let it be as it is. Stay with the breath. And that's it. We can just do that for a few moments when we feel we need to. I like to then bring my attention to the soles of my feet, something very here and now in the room. Take a breath, have a stretch, and carry on, knowing that we've called up a quality, we've breathed it in, it's settling in our field, and we can just get on with what we're doing. And these little anchoring moments that connect us to divinity without our needing to stop and on for an hour. So, yeah, that's me. That's what I'm getting a reading for at the moment, love. GevaAnn, how are you doing?
That's an interesting process. Thank you for that, because I also need to be reminded constantly. And interesting, because I found myself sitting upright and being much more here. So thank you. Clearly what I'm needing at the moment. So what is here?
Yeah.
What is here? Wow.
Feel you dropping in now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Wow. Who is here?
Okay, so we're opening to channel. I just suggest to people watching, if you're just joining, close your eyes, focus on the physical sensation in the body, and let the words come and flow around and through and over. So that what lands is for us, what's not passes us by, and we receive the gifts in the transmission for the energy.
Greetings, beloved ones, greetings. It is with great delight that we are here with you. We are speaking as a collective of multiple frequencies from all places, times, spaces. We applaud you at this time. We applaud you. We honor you and we thank you for being here now. Being here now with your beloved Gaia. Do you understand that this is so essential at this time for you to be here with her? Being present in your body, being present in the world, being present in creation, creating is so essential at this time. For this truly is the only place you can create from. You have tried many times to create from other places, and yes, it does work. But this is the true place for creation. For here you come to experience what you are creating through all the senses that you also come here to experience. You are at such a pivotal point at this time. You have chosen to be here at this pivotal point, to once again be part of beloved Gaia, to be here, all of you, every single one of you. To assist in myriad ways. The evolution of life here. For it is not just human evolution, it is all of life that is evolving with you. Recreating again, creating new. knowing that you are present within the creation that you are creating, enables you to create from a place of harmony, knowing that you are in this creation. To create enables you to create. You see, it is a circle. You are indeed at a stepping off point here. And why you are being called to be fully present in your bodies, allowing your bodies to create. These are the containers. Part of your structure, part of your container that holds you here, enables you to be here. Allowing this, you have created such beautiful bodies, such amazing companions to enable you to be one with Gaia in the physical realm, remembering that you are one with her, you are one with all of life here in all its beauty and all its complexity. This is why you are here, to be who you are, to enable this process, to shine your light. If you could see yourselves from where we are, you would see how brightly you shine. Every individual, but also the whole collective of you, all shining. And you are getting brighter and brighter. This enables Gaia to move more easily. She is getting brighter also. There is so much love flowing through life. So much light and love moving through all of you at this time. That you are able to support each other. You are connecting with each other. We see this and we rejoice that you are remembering. You are connected with each other. You are connected with all of life here. You are connected with us. And you are one with beloved Gaia. These are the essentials for you at this time, so that you can realize the dreams that you are dreaming. You are dreaming dreams, big dreams, many of you. Allow your dreams and allow them to expand. For this is how you will create, how you are creating. As you come together, your dreams can become bigger. They can manifest more easily. You cannot dream alone and manifest a new world alone. You can only do this as a collective. As you come together and dream together, sharing, each has their own part to play. Each is their own unique being. Each is their own unique frequency. You are all, every one of you, needed here, and every one of you is part of the whole. It is time now for you to extend those connections. Allow yourself to remember that you are connected and allow those connections to blossom. This is a time of strengthening relationships, for this is what will hold you as you move through the next stages, for there will be turbulence. It is your networks, your interactions one with another, the love that you hold for each other, the love that you express for each other. That is the strength that you will bring to these times. As you step forward, as you take those risks that you have been afraid to take, for you have been hurt many times, all of you. Allowing yourself to step forward, to risk your hearts again in love, is the quickest way to release those old traumas and pains, or those things that have held you back, alone, afraid to step forward. Take a step. All of life, all of the heavens, the stars are cheering you on as you take the next step and the next step. It is simply that you take a step. That is all. We are not asking you to run. We are not asking that you dash off somewhere. We ask you to be fully present and take a step towards each other, knowing that you are held within beloved Gaia, and that it is safe for you to take a step towards each other, increasing the connection and the light that is available within the planet. Cause all those places that appear to be dark to remember love and to shine with you. There is much healing occurring at this time. And as you reach out to each other, more healing occurs. There is truly nothing to be done by you now. It is simply that you reach out to each other and you fall in love. We thank you for your presence with us at this time. We thank you for being here now, in every here now moment. Thank you. Whew.
Staying with how we feel for these moments. Not rushing to make sense of anything just yet. Being in the body. And letting what just came through settle. Letting it change us a little in the ways we know we want to be changed. Knowing that the heart knows, the innate intelligence knows. Just giving permission now for what's new from here and now. Really listen to the body and any subtle feelings, not trying to name them, but staying with our internal experience for these moments. As though nothing else matters. So thank you. GevaAnn, thank you so much for bringing that through. And thank you to the beloveds who spoke through. It's a very holding sense of something very cohesive, holding us all in what's been introduced. Me too, Carla. Thank you.
Yeah.
I really loved the very beginning, kind of threw me when they said it's important to be physically present and with Gaia. And it kind of knocked me off that homocentric human pedestal of being the center of everything and evolution and awareness. And it was just that, oh yes, she is in her process. And when I had thought of Gaia as in the process, I get this mental image of the planet as though it's somehow, I know I'm within it. There's something that separates me, and it's when you were talking about all of life is also in its evolution process. Something dissolved, something that had been desperately trying to hang on for all the bits of me that have let go. This was desperately trying to hang on to the idea of Gaia as somehow over there, as a planet. And you brought that in, and it was like, oh yeah, no, I am just part of all of this. My body is part of all of this. Everything is breathing together, and wow, we're part of an allness that's accelerating. I love the sense of the body as a companion. I've had this really distressing not knowingness of where does the body fit in all this, because I know I am the body, but the body doesn't necessarily dissolve with me when I die, and yet there is life still in the body after I've left. And there's a distressing thing for me around that. And when you brought through the body as a companion, I really found that, oh, thank you, that something has made a lot of sense somewhere deep in me that I can't really verbalize, but it was very helpful. Thank you.
I think it's really hard for our minds to get around what our relationship is within ourselves, with our body. And yeah, well, we say our body, but our body is us also. And I agree, it's really, and then there is, but we are also Gaia. And how does all this work? I, for one, know that I just can't get my head around any of that. I just have to trust that it is. Well, you know, I can't get my head around much at all, actually. But that's But I know that it is so, and that we are so. That it is, yeah. It's just such a feeling of deep connection and knowing that it is together that we do this. Yeah. It's all together that we do this.
Yeah. It's really bringing it to the surface. It's bringing it into the blood and the bone for me. The matter, the material of matter. And I keep thinking, you know, oh, wow, we've been with the blood and the bone and the body, and then we hit another dimension of density of the body awakening to the vibration of oneness and the truth of itself as non-separate. And it's like, whoa, I thought I was embodied. I thought I was in my body, but wow, apparently there's a few more miles to go with this, you know. It's not a fixed location, this one. I've always said there's many degrees of density and many dimensions of the self, but yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
So what's now?
For some reason, I've got the density of rocks with me at the moment. It's an idea. It's kind of
okay. Been coming up a lot in discussions. Yeah, the part of us that has lived through, that's been troll.
Yeah.
That has been mineral. That's evolved through Gaia's kingdoms before ever becoming human. And has within our DNA, has within our genome, within our DNA, recorded histories of the lives lived in a non-human sense as mineral consciousness, plant conscious, animal consciousness, as well as those lives lived evolving through the etheric kingdoms within Gaia, which we name, you know, dragon and elemental. I could get tied up in the semantics, but it's, you're right, it is that density of rock, isn't it? The part of us that really can't ignore its own solidity. But also, we were talking throughout the channeling of that sensory, the sensory self. And before, I think last time we were tuning in, there was very much an emphasis on a rebirth in the body's own ability, the body's own sensory perception of itself. The field of consciousness that is the body, that is aware of itself being a sensory experience rather than having one, rather than being the end user. And there was a resetting consciousness in this strata of the human blueprint, this dimension of the self. And there is this emphasis on sensorarity, but that leads beautifully onto the resonance we can drop into to open to some of that guidance, which was to look to each other with love, to reach to each other and to fall in love. Now, I love that because there's this sense of falling in love as this hyped up, effortful creation full of drama and pathos and anxiety and not knowingness and all the theatrics. No, and actually it's just what is when it's human. It's what divine love, unconditional love is when it hits the human field, when it emerges here. I shouldn't say here. When it emerges here, it's what there is when everything else falls away. It's what's left. And we normally find that in the moment of crisis, when we're shaken so to our roots that everything that we thought was real might not be for this moment. There's one thing left, and that's the love we feel for each other. And rather than being shaken by crisis into the place where we feel that, it feels like there's an invitation to fall softly into that. That isness that we are, very humanly, very sensorily, very embodied and in the body. You know, that love. And to delete and all the constructs of what that should mean, how it should govern our behaviors. What should we then do about it? But to fully surrender to the possibility that we don't know what it means to communicate as love to love, person to person, life to life. And because I just know that for myself, there's all these little constructs. If I feel that loving vibration sit in my body when I'm in connection with another person, there's a whole helpful filing system comes in. It's like all the clerks come in with their clipboards and go, oh, well, you shouldn't do that with that person because that means that. And if they're going to think this, and then you'll be committed to that, and there's an obligation over it. And it's just like, but shove the clerks out of the room and open to the mystery of now. This is like this is the guidance coming in for me that I'm getting at the moment. So I'm just kind of narrating as it's coming in, because otherwise I feel like I might miss it. I might look, might run. It's hard enough to sit in as it is. I think we're going to need some help. I am really being God, no wonder there's such an emphasis on being grounded. Really being grounded, earthy and physical. So that when the love vibration, love between human beings, love between humanity and all of life, actually starts to really move in the field and be part of what's the essence of what's with us. Those of us opening to that now. I don't know about you, but most of me is designed through fault, through wounding, like they were saying, you've been hurt many times before. It's designed to just shoot off somewhere up there and go, no, thank you. I'm going to be on the moon. You can come get me if you like, but it's going to be difficult. You do not bring me down to this. And I'm going to need help. I can see that now. I'm calling it in now. I can see that. I'm going to need help staying in my body when the vibrations of love returns a sensory experience, human to human. It's been so long that has been culturally normal. I mean, I lived in Brighton, so it's not been that long. Brighton is a place where everyone hugs each other. You, shopkeeper, somebody you don't know, you hug. All right. But it's more intimate than that. It's more closer than that. And I get it's a mystery that we are revealing together. And there are, of course, those on the forefront. There are those who know this, who are running with it, who are here ready to lead the rest of us and show us what it's all about. And those guys who know, you know, if that's you, you're up. This is your time.
Yeah.
You're going to need to be holding where you are. You're holding those frequencies for a lot of the rest of us. We're like, sorry, how does this work? I'm British, by the way. And
indeed.
Look, you, before GevaAnn, you were getting this quite a lot before. The tree of life is really active in the field at the moment. This blueprint in the, or this, sorry, this template in the human blueprint, the tree of life, has been coming online. And GevaAnn, you were bringing through the mice of the earth. I can't get that word right. The way the roots of the tree connect under the earth.
Yes.
And that we were seeing. Go on, what's the
mycelium network? See, I have trouble with it as well. It's fungus basically that networks between the trees, connecting up. It's like everything is connected and communicating with each other. So yeah, it's interesting, the whole idea that we often say put your roots right down, but spread them out as well. Don't forget to spread them out. We're quite good at getting them right down, but spread them out. Allow them to spread out and touch somebody else's roots and communicate with each other.
They've been doing that. I get that's anchored. That was one of the blueprints that was a Gaia blueprint and a human blueprint activation. It was like activating in the Gaia blueprint and activating in that part of the human blueprint that is the Gaia consciousness in us. And I get we've been doing that. The roots have been connected. And what's happening now, like we're going back to the mother, father, child, and the father archetype being the container and the loving boundaries, and the child being the creation. The branches are reaching out over the surface. It's like the roots are connected under the earth, the creation is expanding, and the branches are connecting to the branches of other trees over the surface. So we've got this over the surface, because the roots connected under the earth. In the tree of life, in our blueprints, our branches are able to connect over the surface. And what does that mean? For our creations, we are firmly anchored in our own creation. That's why we've been given domain to all our creative things in our home, in our workplace. We are firmly anchored. That's the tree trunk. Our roots are connected, so we're stabilized for expansion. Creative expansion is happening, and our branches are reaching out, which means in the world we can see, in the external world, we're acting. We're together, we're reaching out and going and making those connections actively, visibly. It's the world of form, it's the world of manifestation, the world of matter. And that just is, I mean, that's live in the field now. It doesn't mean we have to be doing that, but it is what's going on in the collective field, and it is what's being supported.
Yeah.
And so those loving boundaries are coming online right now, support us in that. Firstly, we're rooted. Secondly, we're centered. Thirdly, we've got the loving boundaries, because then we don't get pulled into other people's realities. We know who we are. We're firm in our purpose, even if mentally we don't know what that is. Energetically, we're supported to be firm and stand in our truth. Our boundaries are loving, because when we're collecting in a collective way and realizing that we're all one, you do need loving boundaries to keep that definition of, but I'm unique. But yes, you are, and that is guarded and held and protected and honored lovingly. Because as we start to interact, more loving we can hold our boundaries and define our boundaries and communicate those in more loving ways, the faster our collective co-creations can manifest. And there is this little whisper of like, it's going to get zippy. We're working a lot with elemental energies, and elemental energies are zippy. You taught me that, GevaAnn. Working with you has shown me that. It's like they don't hang about. They're just, and we're establishing everything that keeps us stable, so that when the time comes, it changes fast. We bring in stuff fast. And the elementals are our immediate allies in consciousness with this.
Yes.
Apparently.
They're here.
I thought they might be. Open to you.
Oh, thank you, beloved. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Indeed, we are here with you. It is exciting times, as you say. And we are delighted to be here with you now, so that we can co-create with you, with all the new exciting dreams that you are dreaming, all the exciting ideas that you are bringing. It is exciting times, and we are fully on board to assist as required. You can't do it without us, so we are required. You are learning. You are learning. We are learning. We are learning to co-create together in a new way, a new level that we have not done before. You have been asleep, and we have continued to create with what you have offered us in your sleepy way. But now you are awake, and you are remembering that you are co-creating with us, and that we do this together. There are others too, but for now it is you and us. And we are delighted to be here at this time, to be on this precipice, ready to dive off into the ocean of your dreams and bring them into the world. Do not forget, beloved ones, do not forget that it is a joy. There is much love and laughter here. We see that sometimes when you get into creating, you get a bit serious. Sometimes it's necessary. We understand. But do not forget the joy of it, the love of it. For this is what you are made for. Just as it is what we are made for. Creating reality, as you call it. Creating here within Gaia, where we can hang on. We are creating. Even in this moment, we are creating to assist you.
So just allowing yourselves to be with the body, I can really feel them going to work. It's like suddenly I've just dropped in, there's a lot happening very physically, very fast. Doesn't mean you should be experiencing this, but do take some moments now to be with the body, the breath, and the internal experience, and maybe give a yes to the support that's coming from unconditional love here now. Be my suggestion, because they, like I said, they don't hang about, do they? Elemental consciousness is zipping. Okay, I'm going to say yes, and also to say a thank you.
Yes.
So that source of unconditional love that's suddenly bringing me a lot. I didn't even know I needed. Must have been calling for it then. Okay. Amazing. Mahayini shikataha iya mahaye nahaye Tahini. Oh ma Tahini. We are a dragon. Here to remind you of your roots, the deepest roots you can have. Within the planet, before you are anchored in the very source of Gaia and the heart of her consciousness itself. Here at the foundations of all your creating, aligning and alchemizing the elemental forces into creative play according to what you are calling for. And in every moment, you are always calling us into being, calling these forces into creative play. Why not do so more consciously, with awareness of the limitless potential as human consciousness you have to govern how creation will come about within the planet here and now, on the precipice of uncertainty, when all is unknown and the future cannot be precisely seen, because you are in the process of breathing it into being. Why not align with your highest, most beautiful, most opulent, grandest dreams? Spread your wings, beloved. Spread your dragon wings, for they enfold the planet. Do not create for others, create for you. What is alive in the heart of you? You are here to bring your song into being. You hold a note that no one else possesses. You perceive all that is as all that is through a lens of refraction that nobody else can mimic, can take away from you, can understand in the way that you do. You know what needs to come in. You know what you're here for. You know what you love. You know what you want. You know what you need. You know what excites you. You know what brings you to life. We don't want to hear your excuses. Well, this is the matter of the surface mind, getting you to go back to bed and fall asleep and pull the duvet over your head and pretend that you are victims within your own creation, within your own consciousness. You are not. You never have been, but you opted for that exploratory experience. But where are you now? Are you not one within the totality of all that is? Are you not part of God dreaming itself into being? Where do your limits come from? Do you really trust them over and above your heart's desire and the breath of the beauty of the innocent child within you that was born into a world dreaming of what it knew was possible? What could be? What could become? How things should. The child in you didn't dream office buildings into existence, did not dream of grey cities, or perhaps it did. But whatever it dreamed, be true to it. For these are the dreams that are rewriting the land of Lemuria as it rebirths into human consciousness soon. We are giving you a preview of what is yet to come. But you write the script. You cast the players. You choose the characters. You paint the scenery. Dreamers, you are called upon. We are dragon. And we are here now, speaking to the part of you who knows what it's here for, who knows its job. Do not worry if this does not communicate itself to the thinking mind. The thinking mind is better off distracted at times like this. It comes in with a plate full of problems, which really must be put to one side. The dream is enough. It does not have to be real. It does not have to be how. It does not have to be made manifest in the instant upon which it arrives. Delimit your dreaming, and we can really show you how you can all thrive within this planet. delimiting her evolution along, and the evolution, as was said, of all of life. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
That was fun. How was the dragon?
Brilliant. Thank you.
Consciousness. Very big, very strong.
Yeah.
But calling to the part of us that is, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, they're serious, but God, they're so playful.
Yeah.
It really is. There's such a delight connecting with that. That was pretty clear. Seems like there's this invite now to drop in. Imagine there's that part of us that just roots energetically all the way into the heart of Gaia. And I've just got this lovely kind of symbolic image of there's this kind of a little rock and all the 4 dragons of the elements off in all directions from this rock. There's more than 4. There's way more than 4. You've brought this in, haven't you? I'm just looking and it's like more and more and still more. Getting the many degrees of dragon consciousness within us.
Yeah.
And within the planet. This is you thought this through. Okay, guys, really stay in the feet, in the heart and the body for this one. Dragon energy takes us into our vastness. And stay with the breath. And open to joy. That's while GevaAnn is. Just stay with it in your own experience while this is here now. I'm getting this is what supports our expansion, for sure. Seeing a lot of dragon wings expand at the moment. A lot. It seems that's us as well as the earth archetypes. But fiery.
You are.
That's me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Thank you.
Really focused on the chest and the expansion happening there. You don't need to be feeling this, but staying with your own experience can definitely help with receiving and allowing. Mm. Mm. I got more words.
Go for
Your
it.
roots. You have too.
No,
You haven't. I'll get these
I
coming through.
haven't. It's you that's coming.
Yeah. Your roots, starting with, are firmly anchored. And for this reason, we can support you in your expansion. You have no clear idea of the nature or of your own vastness when it manifests. And this is necessary, for if you did, you would block it. You have heard it said that it is being powerful that is what we fear, rather than being small. You are about to lose some of your comfort zones, energetically speaking. We suggest you give permission now as an intention to let them go, and know that for everything lost, something better is already in place. Something much better able to hold and support the emerging vastness as it manifests, perfectly aligned for your human, physical, daily life's reality. And your reality. Let go of your current comfort zone energetically now with an intention, and call in the new expanded version of truer safety, support, anchorage, and stability. This is what we have been working with all session today, so you are not strangers to it in this moment. But beyond that, you have been being prepared steadily, over time, by degrees. And everything you need is coming to you now. Any doubts that you had around this, please do let them go. They belong to an old mindset which does not fit your new and now shape. Let yourself be reformed within the reality that is manifest, that is showing itself to you. So really, okay, I don't need to explain that. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
These are serious dragons. Ooh. We are here to remind you of your cosmic origins and the roots that hold you steady from beyond your stories and their beginnings here on Earth. All of you, regardless of your cosmic origins, have these qualities in your blueprint. It is part of the human blueprint. In the cosmic dimensions of the self, you are also dragon. And we are here to stabilize you in this moment, in this process, in those frequencies. There's nothing you need to do or know or understand about that, but it will help if you just say yes in the most benevolent, loving, kind and appropriate way for me. Yes. Brilliant. Thank you. Okay. That's Sirius, very technical stuff that comes through from Sirius. It all gets energetically very configuring. Very precise connections. That are being brought online. To support stability as the frequencies of unconditional love and their resonances continue to expand in the physical body. This is coming to a close, so just stay with it if you can. I'm kind of invited now to bring attention to the roots. Take a breath here with the attention at the base of the spine. Let your own unique weaving complete. That's what happens in your field is governed by your higher self, the divine I am you are, in a way that's right for you. Just let this complete now. And I can just feel them bringing in like energetic stability, like loving boundaries that we're talking about, but energy boundaries, stability that holds us steady with the configurations that were just brought through. Yeah, so you're invited to strengthen that in your own experience by imagining strong energy boundaries around you now. That does not have to be specific. You don't need to know the color, the distance, just the quality, the principle, and the invocation of it, and saying yes to that now in the field. I get the sense of a lot of people trying to create those energy boundaries, and what they're saying is they're already there. We're just being asked to see that they are. Yeah, something shifted in the quantum field for that. All right. Oh wow. So I just, yeah, Carla. I'm just going to put that up, Carla, because look, this is something very physical, very earthy. It's a community project. It's community creating. So thank you for having me today. Just reached out to see if we can build community allotments on the land that's near, that some people don't want to upkeep. Hoping to get the use of the community centre that's not being used. Oh, I so hope you do.
Wow, good luck with that.
That's exactly it, isn't it? Is that reaching out?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, I hope that's just been energized and supported and stabilized and anchored. I want to hear, I'd love to hear how that goes. I get the sense while you're looking at that, Carla, I don't know if this helps or if you know how you see things, but when I'm looking into it, what you get is a sense of see yourself as that tree with the roots underground, branches that are reaching other trees, and know that the other trees you're reaching are in their divine alignment. Like that's the level that you're connecting at with. You're not connecting with the problems, you're connecting with people where they're already on board. Already, yeah, I want to know where they're already with you. There are going to be people who are already with you, and that is the level to connect with on that. I just thank you for that. I just brought through another piece that came through in your first channeling, GevaAnn, which was learning to connect to each other as love really helps when we perceive each other as the love we already are. You know, they were saying, the guides were saying, oh, I wish you could see how bright and light you are from our perspective. And I thought, well, it's really hard for me to imagine myself like that, but I can look at any number of anyone else and I can see them as the light they are. And that's a really beautiful way to just to keep anchoring ourselves in this expansion stage, this community creation stage, so that we don't, so that if we do get connected to that old story in us about why we can't create together, we've got somewhere to go, something to come home to, something to anchor in and remember that, hang on a minute, that's the story. I can honor that, but there's a deeper truth. I am love and they are love. And at times it might be hard to remember that. When isn't it? But other times it can be really helpful because it can actually lift how we're creating. It can actually speak. The branches of the trees are going to be connected. And there's going to be a lot that's able to communicate and exchange in the etheric planes, higher self to higher self, and soul to soul, which means that humanly we don't have to do all the work. So it's seeing the divine love that we are, soul to soul, and communicating from that place. I'll say more on that another time, but I think we've got to wrap it up now. Could be really helpful. This might be a bit of a theme over the coming months. So I think we'll revisit that another time, more slowly. Yeah. Right. I feel something moving through you, Jiva, and you were holding these dragon images, and there's something really here now, isn't
it? Yeah.
staying within our own experience, staying physically anchored, staying with the breath as well as comes through.
Beloved ones, you have begun You have begun. This is an ongoing process. The process of you remembering yourselves as creators, you remembering that you create. So yes, this is an ongoing theme. How you do this. And as new frequencies arrive, we will be here to assist you. As you step up another step, we will be here to support you. You are creators, and you are creating. We thank you. Dream the dreams and allow the creation. And remember who you are. This is all. Okay.
I can just feel us being dropped into that space, that liminal space of dreaming. As though we're all being anchored in that place where we're dreaming from. A specific place. So we're just invited into the silence for these moments before we close down to anchor in this now. I'm just anchoring. I'm not trying to do anything. Yes.
Okay.
I can feel a heart song of celebration at your words, Kyla, and at this moment, and at all of us being dropped into that liminal space within. Thank you so much. Thank you, GevaAnn. Thank you so much for everything you've brought through, for your presence, and your incredible. Carla, it's just been awesome to sit with you. Thank you very much. I really want to
It's just magic. It's magic when we come together. It's just amazing.
So if I read your words, Carla, it kind of brings me into that place, and it's like, oh, thank you, wonderful, thank you. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So go gently after this. There's a lot of large energies moved, a lot of big shifts, a lot of frequencies. We each work with that individually in really unique ways, but I'd suggest the obvious: drink water, go slow, be grounded, and pay attention to your needs and the little whispers you might get in the next couple of hours, certainly. And then if you want to deepen the work or whatever's moving for you at the moment, I keep getting this emphasis on going to bed and making the intention to connect in with our support team and our creative teams in consciousness. Just to drop in, just to be with what's now. So we're really dropping into our place in the picture, our note in the song, and our part in the dance. Use all of those generalizations. And taking the pressure off the human self that thinks it's got to know how to do this and what comes next. So, all right, we're doing it. It's fine. Lots of love. I'm going to go live with a half moon activation and alignment tomorrow. I'll post the link to that in a Facebook group I've just set up if you want to join that. And GevaAnn and I are both available for like one-to-one support. If what you're moving through is strong and you would like some channeled energy and awareness support, then either one of us are here for you. So just get it. And yeah. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. It really felt special today. I mean, really felt really special today. So I can see a lot of us in the field, and I can see a lot that's been going on. So thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. And Carla, big hugs. Really want to hear what happens next. I look forward to the news. All right, guys. Over and out. Bye for now.